Tennessee, they have dropped to a 5 seed according to him. They need to win this game, he says, for them to have a chance to move up to the 4 line. Pierre and Spearman jump it up. Tennessee in their Summit blue uniforms. Pierre goes to work right away, misses that first shot, but then gets it back and finishes.
Great extra play right there, getting your hands on the basketball. That's one thing that this Vanderbilt team is going to do. They're going to play hard. They're going to play hard every single possession.
Joel Spears' first shot off the back of the rim. Yeah, it was interesting because Spearman said that she wanted to get back. She wanted to win this game. She did not like the way that last one went when they lost the heartbreaker to Vanderbilt. And so that is adding, I think, a little extra intensity to this rivalry today. Tennessee using a different starting lineup today than yesterday, but for Kim Caldwell, it doesn't really matter who starts. We'll see the subs coming in right away.
Yeah.
Spencer, shot clock was down to 5. And that's one thing, Nikki, that Tennessee struggled their last few games is making shots early.
Yeah, they did. They were not in rhythm, but this Vanderbilt team right now is really going to try to control the tempo of the game. They know that they have to take care of the basketball against this very aggressive Tennessee defensive team.
Shot clock down to 7. Pierre above the free throw line. Oh, Camille Pierre bearing another shot. She's got all 4 Vanderbilt points.
You know, a lot of talk about Pierre not making the All-SEC team. I'm sure she's going to be playing with a little chip on her shoulders today.
We saw a similar experience yesterday with Izzy Higginbottom.
Oh, yeah, Higginbottom, 38?
Yeah.
38, 30-piece.
Waba takes the feed. Layup doesn't go down, and here come the Lady Vols in transition. Cooper, one-on-one. And that is usually going to result in a basket.
Cooper is one of those players that when you give her space and you allow her in transition, she can just do a lot of different things with that basketball that you're just looking at and saying, how does she do that?
Blake's backed up, missed that shot. Blake's and Pierre, the only duo in the country. Ayana Moore coming off an 18-point game in their last win over Missouri. Vanderbilt put up 100 points against Missouri last Sunday. Cooper stopped.
A different level of competitiveness with her team, and night in and night out, they're going to give you their best. And you know, she also talked about coaching, how she coaches in March. She's like, I got to amp it up a little bit because she knows what it's going to take for them to be competitive this time of year.
Tennessee with a new lineup on the floor. There's Ruby Whitehorn, and she breaks the scoring drought for Tennessee.
Yeah, Ruby Whitehorn is one of those players that really can get to her spot in the mid-range, but also she can shoot the 3. She's a player that they're going to need a lot of scoring from, but also she's a good defender as well.
Blake's open for another 3. This one's off the mark. She made her last. And a good hustle by Pierre. But Tennessee will get the ball back.
Again, Vanderbilt is relentless right now. They're getting their hands on and tipping the basketball, which is giving them additional possessions. When you're able to do so, the field goal attempts, you're going to be able to see Vanderbilt maybe have more. And then Pierre again. When you are snubbed, the best thing that you can do is come out and showcase. Sam, we were talking during the break, this tempo is so fast right now. Everybody is locked into what they need to do defensively and offensively, and so we're going to see a lot of transition.
Spencer, another rebound from Pierre. Yeah, when the officials come over and they're out of breath during a timeout, you know it's a fast-paced game.
Yes.
Moore, oh my! What a move by Ayana Moore, and she has 8 quick points.
Ayana Moore put a little English on that layup. Nice ball control, but nice body control too.
Vanderbilt red hot. Spencer short on that 3. Let's go back to that move by Ayana Moore. Globetrotter stuff here.
I know, great in and out move, a Euro with a little spin on it. Ayana Moore doing what she needs to do to give this Vanderbilt a 19-8 lead. Right now, Ayana Moore is perfect from the field. 3 of 3 with 8 points.
Ayanna Moore's been overshadowed a little bit by Blake St. Pierre. Remember, though, she was a second-team All-SEC selection over the course of her career. Shea Rouse consistently building this program, adding more and more stars. Here's Kapanis with the ball. Puckett grabs the rebound. Boyd, who had a good game yesterday, starting. Spearman trying to take Pierre. And an offensive foul on Spearman.
You could see that happening right now. Spearman got the ball. There was really nowhere to go. Look at all the white jerseys that are in the paint. And then you've got your best player, Michaela Blake, stepping in there to take the charge.
Pierre, the SEC Freshman of the Year. No disputing that.
You know, when you look at this Vanderbilt team, why is it easy for them to break the pressure? Well, they have multiple ball handlers on the floor. And so Tennessee's full court press has not affected them, but their half court pressure has done so with Cooper with the easy twos.
Cooper, one of the best defenders on this Tennessee team, if not the best defender. In fact, she's on pace to have a record-setting season in terms of steals. She had 3 yesterday against Texas A&M. She's threatening Holly Warlick's Lady Vols record for single-season steals. Kapanis in the lane, good.
That was just such a head-seat play by Ayanna Moore. Nice little shot fake, and then Kapanis is in the paint for an easy 2.
Teams answering each other bucket for bucket now. Kapanis.
Once you beat the pressure of Tennessee in the backcourt, you've got to put pressure at the rim. Coach Harper was harping on that yesterday Yeah, Puckett knocked down that 3 with a hand in her face, but what you see was, and what we saw was no hesitation.
It's the danger of this Tennessee team. You never know who can beat you. They can come at you with so many different players. And Puckett gets called for the foul. Camille Pierre, what a start she's had.
Yeah, she's been so locked in and so focused, and the fact that she can knock down the mid-range jumper, but she's also a player that has been just dominant on the boards for them. She's got 6 rebounds and 6 points. I think she's tracking to have another double-double.
Not on the all-conference team. One of the players that's gotten a lot of talk, as you mentioned earlier, about being left off. Pierre gets stopped. Shot clock under 10. Ayanna Moore, she's had the hot hand early. Good D by the Lady Vols. Darby. And is fouled trying to throw out of the double team. Well, Saturday's the final day of the SEC men's basketball regular season. All 16 teams are playing. We'll have 5 of those games right here on SEC Network and the ESPN app. Mississippi State and Arkansas will start the day at noon Eastern, and we will finish with the Red River rivalry game between Oklahoma and Texas at 8 Eastern. Foul was on Moore. Cooper. Had 3 players collapse on her. And Whitehorn trying to get around the D is fouled by Moore, her 2nd foul.
Yeah, that was critical for this Vanderbilt team to now have to sit Moore, picking up 2 fouls in the first quarter. Again, when you have players like Whitehorn who can play off the bounce, Talasha Cooper, another great one-on-one player. You just got to keep your hands and play straight up. The one thing that Vanderbilt can count on is their support defense. If they get past the first line of defense, let Vanderbilt's second line come in.
Yeah, that's a great point. Oh, nice. Jump ball. It'll stay on this end, but Moore's on the bench now. She's actually the leading scorer for Vanderbilt early, 8 points. Here's that play again.
Well, nice defensive effort by Green to get her hands on the ball. Again, when you give Talasha Scott, that ISO, it's hard to guard her one-on-one.
Cooper, she'll shoot the three. Remember Cooper playing in her home state of South Carolina. A lot of family and friends here watching.
You know, giving a lot of credit to this Vanderbilt team. Tennessee right now, they're not getting second and third opportunities. They only have one offensive rebound.
Pierre had the shot, missed it. Good offensive board by Waba. Waba, the transfer from Pepperdine, all-conference performer before Vanderbilt. Whitehorn gets the roll.
Whitehorn with a nice bounce. The basketball gods were shining on her right then and there. But I like the intensity that Whitehorn is playing with right now. Yesterday, she only had 2 points. 2 points. So to see her come out and be aggressive, tied as the leading scorer, perfect from the field, 2 of 2 from the three-point line with 6 points.
Tennessee's made 4 of their last 5 shots as they are trying to get back in this opening quarter. It's a 7-point lead right now. The foul was on Cooper, her first, and now more Lady Vols come in. Cooper talking to Tim Green, one of our officials, asking for an explanation on that. And Kim Cooper working Jenna Cross. So
shooting out of there like a cannon. A lot of the on-ball turnovers are going to result and will result in a layup.
Good D by the Lady Vols, good composure by the Doors, and they finish. Green gets the layuff off a beautiful pass. An intense and fierce opening quarter about to come to an end. Jewel Spear, last shot, in and out.
But being an in-state rivalry, it's so important for you and me as a former person who grew up in Tennessee.
Yeah.
So I understand the rivalry, I understand the competitive nature of what's happening and what we're witnessing today. But they know that there's a lot more on the line than just in-state rivalry.
Well, that was a beautiful play. Pierre finding Oliver under the basket. And Vanderbilt has certainly looked a little better than Tennessee here in the early going of this game. Plenty of time, though, for the Lady Vols to try not to be part of that history where Vanderbilt could beat them twice in a season. Steal by Pierre. Pierre and Blakes.
I don't think people understand and realize the athleticism of Camille Pierre. I mean, she could probably be a triathlete and participate in multiple sports, but just then, her ability to just navigate her hands to get that block, and that would have been a great pass by a very disciplined and a very good basketball player in Talasha Cooper, but you're going against Pierre, who's got a knack for getting her hands on the ball.
Pierre is actually an elite soccer player growing up. Nice move inside by Spearman, but Pierre had a big growth spurt and so switched over to basketball just about the time she went to high school. She fully expected to play college soccer. Scored 6 points in 32 seconds. Ayanna Moore for Vanderbilt on the bench with the 2 fouls, and Tennessee has been on an 11-6 run since Moore left the game.
Yeah, you can just see that this Vanderbilt team in the second quarter, they did not do a great job of taking care of the basketball. Cooper was able to get out with a layup there, and their defense again is stifling.
Lady Vols with 4 steals today. Latham was hoping she'd have another one, but she's called for the fouls.
Yeah, the ball is loose right here, and that's just a great hustle play by 2 really good players.
Yeah. It'll be Vanderbilt's ball. Trying to stop a 6-0 run by Tennessee right now that's gotten Tennessee back into this. Another steal. 5th steal for the Lady Vols. They had 10 yesterday. Darby, the 3. In and out. Whitehorn with the offensive board and sticks it in.
This is the style of play that Tennessee loves to play with. They're going to get after you defensively, and they're trying to turn you over. You've got to take care of the basketball against this Tennessee team because they are so good in transition.
Pierre got her miss. Missed the follow. Darby Out-wrestles everyone for the rebound. Tennessee can take the lead. Whitehorn. Save back into Darby. And the ball will stay with Tennessee. Here come the new subs for Tennessee. Again, this is one of the things Kim Caldwell has introduced to the SEC, I think, into Power 4 basketball in general, the kind of hockey change. And for you, Nikki, as you've watched it this season, do you think you would have enjoyed that as a player, to go all out for 90 seconds to 2 minutes and come out, or would you never want to leave the floor?
My selfish me would not want to leave the floor. But I do understand when you have the depth, when you have, 10 players that you can play 15 or plus more minutes and still be effective and efficient. I would then say, when you get late game, what does that lineup look like? Right now it's going to wear on teams, and this is a great rhythm for this Tennessee team to have this platoon subbing, because right now they have to play on day one. And so they're going to need their legs to continue to push through this SEC tournament. I
think that is a great point I haven't heard a lot about, is that in tournament play, the way they substitute could actually work to their advantage as we get deeper and deeper in the tournament. Puckett gets called for the foul down low, her second. Last time the subs were in, that's what the clock is in the top right of your screen. We've gone 120 without subs.
You're gonna have to keep an eye on Z Spearman. She's limping a little bit here, but.
Ayanna Moore back in the game for Vanderbilt. Remember, she has 2 fouls came out. That's when Tennessee really caught up with Vanderbilt. Dorr still with a 1-point lead. Blakes gets loose. Off the mark, rebound by Cooper. Oh, what a move. Oh, man. I mean, Cooper is just feeling.
Yeah, she's playing with this bounce about her. She's not only scoring the basketball, but she's defending one of the best freshmen in the country in Michaela Blakes as well.
D. Kantner calls a jump ball, but Z. Spearman is hobbling. Spearman, a big reason why Tennessee's gotten back in this game. And Spearman will go to the end of the bench, and we hope that whatever this is isn't serious. Z. Spearman, 4 points, 5 rebounds. Been all over the place defensively. Had a massive block earlier. What do you think Spearman brings to this team?
I think she brings a level of confidence that she plays with. She's one of those players that can shoot not only the three, she can post you up. She's got nice moves. I just like watching her play and the intensity that she plays with.
She's gotten better and better as the season progresses, more and more comfortable. She's up walking around now. Hopefully we'll see her back. Here's Blakes trying to get around Spencer. Nice pass. The finish by Oliver.
The one thing that Vanderbilt has to have is a balanced scoring attack.
Speaking of nice pass.
Another great pass. But again, we talked about this pace, and will Vanderbilt be able to maintain this pace? Because this is a style of play that Tennessee loves to play at.
Blakes gets by Latham. And Blake's just having a tough time here early. 2 for 6 to start the game. Spencer, straight down the lane. Easy layup for Sam Spencer. Well, first lead of the game for Tennessee.
Well, this Tennessee team is showing you why they were able to beat UConn this year, why they have been considered one of the top teams in the country. They want to get back to hosting. Right now, Charlie Cream talked about them not being able to host in the first round of NCAA play. Get to the semifinal game and we'll see what happens there.
Here's where they got the lead for the first time today, Sam Spencer.
I think with Blake's gambling in the front court there, that allowed for Sam Spencer to play downhill. Again, this Tennessee team, you don't want to give them anything easy. You don't want to allow them to set up and knock down threes, because they do a great job of that, but you also can't give them paint points. Right now they have 20 of their 32 points have come from the paint.
Foul called on that drive. Foul will be on Tennessee. Second foul on Latham. Pick your poison, right? I mean, it's when they're struggling in one area, they have the ability to pick it up in other areas. That's what Tennessee's been doing this year. And you just never know who's going to beat you. Cooper has been the most consistent star for Tennessee this year, but a lot of other players have had fantastic games. 5 double-figure scores for the Lady Vols. And Hollingshed and Pierre getting physical down low. And Camille Pierre, very rarely do you see her get angry.
Well, I did think that when Pierre went up for her layup, there was a little contact there, and there was a no call. And so now you got them tied up here, and again, this is state rivalry. That's what you want to see. You want to see players competing with each other at the highest level.
The foul was called on Pierre. That's what upset her so much. Tennessee's been going in the paint this quarter. 12 of their points inside the lane. Here's Hollingshed. 2 defenders collapse on her. Jump ball. And the ball will go back to Vanderbilt.
Now,
well, it's been a game of runs. Tennessee enjoying a 12-2 run. Vanderbilt has gotten cold. Shea Ralph got to get her team to make some buckets.
well, right now, Camille Pierre and Michaela Blakes are both 0 for 6 in this quarter. They've got to get going, but a player that has been solid from them has been Oliver.
Pierre to Blakes. 3 on the way. Off the mark. Jewel Spear, who's been so good late season. Boyd asking for the clear out. The redshirt freshman. And an offensive foul called on Boyd.
Pierre was just watching and seeing what the defense or the offense was going to do, and she stood in there and took the charge. Great rotation and help line defense, and that's the thing about Vanderbilt. If you get beat, allow your support system to come in because they're disciplined enough to stand in there and take a charge just like Pierre did.
It's one of the underrated things about Pierre, I think, too, is just her willingness to get in there and take those charges. She gets a lot of steals, blocks, goes out of bounds, and it will go back to Tennessee. And Z Spearman, who we last saw trying to shake off some pain, is ready to come back in the game and will replace Hollingshed. Z Spearman really has been the big spark plug for Tennessee today, and they will appreciate having her back on the floor. How much of Vanderbilt's cold shooting do you think is the Tennessee disruptive defense?
I think it's definitely a tribute to Tennessee's defense, in particular Talasha Cooper. She's got the defensive assignment of guarding Michaela Blakes, and right now Blakes is 2 of 7 from the field with only 5 points.
Yeah, in this quarter, Blakes and Pierre 0 for 9. Here's Moore. She had the hot hand earlier. Didn't see an opening in the lane. Pierre against Spearman. Shot clock down to 4. Pierre does it herself, just cannot get that ball through the cylinder.
Again, once Tennessee gets the stops, they are out to the races. They are looking to get that score in the first 6 seconds of the shot clock.
Spencer had it taken away by Pierre.
And great headsy play by Jordan Oliver to locate Ayanna Moore. Again, when Ayanna Moore picked up that second foul in the first quarter, that really changed the complexion of Vanderbilt's offensive execution.
Moore finds Blakes, behind the back pass. Oliver doesn't finish, but thanks her teammate for the pass anyway.
I know we talk a lot about Talasha Cooper and what she does on the offensive side of the basketball, but defensively, she has just been tremendous. Wow.
Camille Pierre, I mean, the athleticism to make that play from the other end of the floor, Nikki, that was fascinating to be courtside to see.
It was, and she did it with such grace and ease. And that's something that we talk about Camille Pierre and her level of athleticism. It's just tremendous.
Spearman bolting through the lane and a blocking foul on Pierre. Her second.
I mean, here's the rebound. Look at the hustle play, the crossover. And then just the athleticism to go up.
And when she grabbed that ball and was able to make her way down the floor, that was a tough angle to grab the rebound and control it.
And control it in traffic.
Pierre.
How about the toughness right now of Z Spearman? Don't know what she did, maybe tweaks her ankle a little bit, but she has come in and come back into this game and just been so impactful.
Well, Nikki, believe it or not, we're about to see the first free throws of the game. We've got 1:19 left in the half. Z Spearman was fouled by Pierre. That was her second. So Pierre's getting a breather on the Vanderbilt bench, and Spearman will be on the line. Spearman had 11 yesterday in the win over A&M. She's really been on a tear late season for the Lady Vols. Battle for the rebound still going on, and a jump ball. It's going to stay on this end. That's great hustle by Puckett and company.
Well, when you sub Pierre out, and now you're bringing in Mitchell, you're bringing in some size there. She's got to come up with that rebound. You can't give Tennessee second and third opportunities, whether it's an offensive rebound by Tennessee or a jump ball that goes in the direction of Tennessee. You want to have bench players come in and be impactful.
Tennessee out rebounding Vanderbilt here in this opening half. Kanaya Boyd in. She subbed out Sam Spencer. Boyd going to work, denied. That was blocked by Oliver. Bodies on the floor, another jump ball. This time though, Vanderbilt will get it back. As Mitchell did a good job down there battling for Vandy.
Well, you saw where Vanderbilt was not going to allow Talaysia Cooper to have the ISO on the top of the floor. So what did they do? They sent Michaela Blakes to go blitz her and trap her just to get the ball out of her hands.
Cooper with 4 steals in this first half. Vanderbilt, nice job breaking the press. Final minute of the half.
Yes, I feel like Jordan Oliver has just been so smart in allowing the defense to... When you have balanced scoring beyond your star players of Blake St. Pierre, who account for 44 points, Ayana Moore has stepped up and been fantastic with 11 points. And then you get Wamba, who came in and has given you 5 points. Vanderbilt is really one of those teams that's about a game of runs.
And that will end the half. What an opening half. Vanderbilt finished it on an 8-1 run.
Was held scoreless, and Pierre only made 1 basket. So 1 of 12 between the two of them in the second quarter. They've got to be more efficient for Vanderbilt to have a chance of beating this Tennessee team.
Vanderbilt 19-1 this season when they lead at the half. The only loss was a double overtime loss to Mississippi State. Spearman. Cross-court pass, Tennessee looking to score on their first possession. Ruby Whitehorn does.
And Ruby Whitehorn has been such a great compliment to Talaysia Cooper when you think about getting that basketball in that high post area and giving them isolation to go to work.
Whitehorn, the first Lady Ball in double figures today with 10 points. They also had 7 players score in the first half. Darby open for 3. In and out. And Pierre wrestles that rebound away from Whitehorn. Blakes, first time she's touched the ball here in the second half. Ben Blakes, leading freshman scorer in the nation, averages 23 a game. Gets loose, shot just not falling. Pierre got the rebound, but there was a foul prior to that. And Pierre's going to get called for the foul on the rebound, and that is her 3rd.
That is a huge call against Vanderbilt right now. with their most active and most dominant player picking up her third foul.
Pierre, the only player in the nation averaging more than 20 points and 9.5 rebounds a game. She is so versatile, and Shea Ralph leaving her on the floor for the moment, though Ayanna Mitchell has gone over to the scorer's table for the next dead ball. What's your philosophy on that, Nikki? Do you leave a player in with 3 this early?
I don't leave them in this early, and the reason why I say that is because Vanderbilt is still up 39-35.
Not anymore. 39-37.
But unless this gets away from you, I think you let her, or you let her come out of the game. You let her sit a little bit, because she cannot pick up another foul.
She's battling with Hollingshed down in the paint. Number 12 in white against 53 in the Summit blue. Here's Blakes. That's a 2. Doesn't matter, in and out. Lady Vols looking to tie or take the lead.
And right now, Tennessee has not taken advantage of the fact that Pierre has a third foul, and there they go inside to Hollingshed.
Hollingshed working on Pierre to tie the score at 39. A good start to the second half for Tennessee.
I love what Vanderbilt is doing to break this pressure. They are putting Ayanna more in that middle of the press offense to allow her to then play downhill.
5 new Lady Vols will come in, and Pierre will come out of the game. And while we have a moment, a reminder, Tuesday, SEC Inside grants you an all-access pass to this women's basketball tournament. You'll get never before seen footage and sound from players, coaches. It's a behind-the-scenes look right here on SEC Network and the ESPN app.
Again, once Vanderbilt gets the ball across the half court, they're going to have to lock in to who's going to be taking shots for them, with Pierre now on the bench. Michaela Blakes is 2 of 10 from the field. I would look to get some touches.
I have seen Blakes, though, have a first half where she did not score much and really turn it on in the second half. And Moore has really been a steady force for Vanderbilt today. She's up to 15 points now. She's only missed 1 shot. She has picked up the slack.
First basket for Jewel Spear. I know she's happy to see that one go down, but she has such a quick trigger. You're going to have to close out a lot quicker, a lot sooner, and make her put the ball on the floor. This Tennessee team makes 10 3-pointers a game. Right now, they're halfway there.
Blakes trying to get around Cooper. Cooper's done such a good job defending Blakes when she's had the ball. Here's Moore. Moore just threw it up as the shot clock was about to expire. Did hit the rim, and then they get the rebound, and Blakes. Will that count?
Yes.
It will count, and 1 for Michaela Blakes. How about this for creativity?
Well, again, the extra hustle by this Vanderbilt team. Michaela Blakes, there's the block, and she then just heaves it up, and it goes in.
Second foul on Boyd. And Michaela Blakes, who has made 90% of her free throws in SEC play at the free throw line. In fact, she set a record earlier this year, 23 of 24 in a game, and was mad about missing the one.
You know, the one thing about Blakes is that she does not get rattled. You can still see the poise. She's been taking very, very good shots for this Vanderbilt team. They just haven't fallen for her. And I'm just going to say they haven't fallen for her yet.
Yeah, I agree with you, yet. Good block. Spearman comes out of there with it. Strickland passed up the 3. Shot clock is down to 6. This is Jewel Spear through the lane.
Very good defense in the half court by Vanderbilt.
Blake's open for 3. Off the front of the rim, Moore gets the offensive rebound and sticks it in.
Great job again by this Vanderbilt team to stay on the offensive glass. Right now they have 8 offensive rebounds, which has given them 14 second chance points.
Foul on Strickland. Ayanna Moore, she did put up 37 this year against Kentucky. It's not only Blankston and Pierre that put up the big numbers in terms of points. Ayanna Moore is certainly a scorer, third leading scorer on this team. Pierre on the bench right now with those 3 fouls.
Again, as long as Vanderbilt continues to compete and play at a high level on both sides of the basketball, defensively and offensively, this is allowing Pierre not only to sit and watch, but also to rest her. I'm not saying that you don't want her in the game, but Vanderbilt has played extremely tough with her picking up her 3rd foul.
I completely agree. And I get going offensively, 8 points for Blakes. And remember, she averages 23. Now, Mitchell will be at the free throw line. She was fouled by Latham going into that timeout.
I know Coach Ralph would love to have more production from her 2 big stars, but right now, she's got to be pleased at where they're at with the foul trouble of Pierre, with the shooting woes of Michaela Blakes to still have an 8-point lead.
And on the flip side of that, Nikki, it may be encouraging, wouldn't it, if your 2 stars are not playing as well as they typically do and you're leading a team like Tennessee?
I think so. And here's Blakes. When you look at the number of shots that she's taken thus far, she is only 3 of 12, 1 of 5 from the 3-point line. I'm going to give a little bit of that credit also to Tennessee's defense and to Tennessee's pressure, and in particular to the defensive pressure that Talaysia Cooper has applied.
Yeah, Cooper guarding Blakes. Of course, 2 great players like both of them are. Still a lot of time left to see Blake shine. Blakes carries the long 2. And it is a 9-0 run for Vanderbilt. Again, every time Tennessee gets close or has a sniff at the lead, Vanderbilt has responded.
Vanderbilt is getting the stops that they need on the defensive side, and then they're going down to the other end and playing with such fluidness. And Blakes with the high ball screen right here gave her just enough space to get off that long mid-range jumper.
7-time SEC Freshman of the Week this year and the SEC Freshman of the Year. More subs coming in for Tennessee.
You know, a player like Blake, what you love about her is that, you know, there's some players they can, you know, shoot not great, but Blake's has the green light every time.
That's an understatement, isn't it? Pierre still on the bench for Vanderbilt with 3 fouls. Cooper, Mitchell came out on her. It'll go back to Tennessee.
This Vanderbilt team is playing very disciplined basketball when you think about their ability to keep Tennessee off of the offensive glass, something that Tennessee relies heavily on. But this Vanderbilt team right now, as far as the rebounds are concerned, are pretty even, with Tennessee only with a 1 rebound advantage.
Vanderbilt with the ball in the midst of a 9-0 run. Lob down to Mitchell. You like that play?
That was just textbook right there, high-low action. When you set the high ball screen and you force the switch, now Spearman is guarding away from the basket, one of your best rim protector, one of your best shot blockers. And then all they did was run a roll and rise in bringing the high-low action to get Mitchell to the free throw line.
Second foul on Cooper, and Mitchell doesn't get the roll. 0 for 2 from the free throw line. It's a summer camp play. That's what they're going to show the campers this summer, right?
I loved it. Not a lot of fouls being called in this game, or not a lot of free throws being attempted.
Well, that is not a reflection of how intense it has been, is it? This has been a battle, just what you'd want between 2 fierce rivals. Again, Vanderbilt's never beaten Tennessee twice in the same year. They had a 1-point win at the buzzer the only other time they met this year. And just as you said, no fouls called, we get another whistle.
Afternoon.
Blakes, the recipient of that foul. Here's her second free throw. Makes them both. 11 unanswered points by Vanderbilt. And they have built the lead up to 12. Tennessee has only made one of their last 11 threes.
Again, great job by Vanderbilt with the box out. But to your point, Michaela Blakes and Ayanna Moore has just, she may be, you know, what you need to do is get yourself to the free throw line, maybe see that ball go down, and that's what she was able to do. A nice spin move in between two defenders.
Sam Spencer answering. Blakes gets by Spencer, breaks the press. Blakes up to 14 points.
Blakes right now taking the ball hard to the basket with a nice release. When you get Blakes going, and we've all seen and witnessed the 50 pieces, had a very, very slow start. In the first quarter, she only had 5 points. In the second quarter, she didn't have any points. And right now, she's starting to show why she is one of the best players, not only in the SEC, but in the country.
That's her 10th point this quarter. And she's been in double digits 30 of 31 games this year.
Well, what I like about Blakes and what she's doing is she's mixing it up a little bit. She struggled from the three-point line. What she's doing now is getting herself to the free throw line. And that's allowing her to now see that ball go in, giving her that confidence. I don't think she ever lost her confidence. Let me back up and not say that. She's a very confident young lady. But to get those easy baskets, see it go in the rim, that also helps you when you're struggling from the perimeter.
Boyd attacks the rim and draws the foul. Interesting right now, Nikki. Blakes and Pierre are both on the bench for Vanderbilt. We'll see if Tennessee can take advantage of that.
Well, they've definitely done a nice job over the past 4 minutes with a 15-2 run without their star player, Pierre, with foul troubles. And I think Blakes deserves a little bit of a breather.
Kanaya Boyd at the free throw line. Missed that first one. There's a look at Shea Ralph's mother, former Marcia Mann, now Marcia Lake, but was a pioneer in women's basketball. She was North Carolina's first ever All-American. And
I believe Shea Ralph would have been a great Lady Vols basketball player.
Cooper answers on the other end.
Wow, how fabulous have Ayanna Moore been today. Just lighting it up from the three-point line. She's perfect right there with 20 points. Kelly Jolly, Harper, I called for 2 30 pieces. Are we going to be tracking for one with Ayanna Moore?
Steffi and I heard you guys say that. We shook our head. We thought there'd be more. Stars are shining in tournament time. Moore draws the foul. And Strickland got her. Let's go back to that Moore 3.
I think when you put Moore on top of the floor and give her that isolation, just look at her teammates over there. Yes, yes, she is being fed right now.
Camille Pierre is just one of the funniest people because she's so dry. That facial expression doesn't change. Having a good time. I don't think Camille wants to come back in. She's having too much fun on the bench right now.
I told you she's over there resting right now.
She's not used to this. She's like, oh, this is what it's like to be on the bench?
This is that's what it's like. I know when she gets back in the game, though, you know she's itching to get back in there.
3 fouls on her. And Moore looking to continue to pile on the points and increase the lead. Does. 21 points now for Moore. But to your point a moment ago, Nikki, I mean, why put her in when you're playing so well without her? Because give her the extra rest, right?
I definitely think that she is one of those players that brings a lot of energy and plays at a high level and will gamble a little bit. So you don't want to put her in a position to do that because you know that's how she plays. So smart move by Coach Ralph and her staff by saying, look, we're going to go with our bench. I think Mitchell has come in and just been solid for them in the post.
I think that's one of the unique things about Tennessee. 7:02 left. Vanderbilt has this lead, but this is a team in Tennessee that we've seen score 10 points in a minute. I mean, they can really pour it on quickly if they get hot.
They can, and this Vanderbilt team, what they need to do is not allow Tennessee to have open threes. You're going to have to make them go to many other options and not just knock down threes like that.
Cooper back on the floor with 4 fouls for Tennessee. Good give and go by Spear. Nice pass by Boyd.
Well, right now, Tennessee has done a nice job of just really staying aggressive. They're on the 6-0 run with 1:17, so they're capable of putting up points quickly.
That will be the challenge for Tennessee. Charlie Cream says they need to win this game for a chance at being a top 16 seed. A week ago in the last reveal, Tennessee was as high as a 3 seed. They lost to Kentucky and then lost to Georgia at home. Got the win yesterday, good win over Texas A&M. Both these teams obviously safely in the tournament. Charlie Cream has Vanderbilt as an 8 seed. I don't know, Nikki.
As an 8 seed.
8-0 Tennessee run.
Still a lot of minutes in this game. Still a lot of basketball to be played.
3 on the way from Waba. Waba got her miss. Oh, what a play by Waba, to your point, Nikki.
Thank you, Waba. Thank you.
She made you look like a genius.
Well, initially I would not have advised for her to take that shot that quickly in the offense. It was like one pass and then the 3, but great second effort by Waba. And that's what Vanderbilt has been doing. Their second and third effort has allowed them to generate additional possessions, which has resulted in positive point production for them.
But if you're playing fantasy basketball, she just got you a rebound and a bucket.
I love that.
By missing that first one.
Just by missing that first one.
Whitehorn. Off the mark on the 3. Pierre and Latham get tangled up, and a jump ball. Officials jump in there quickly. Neither one of them even looked angry, though.
No, this is just healthy competition right here between two very competitive teams. Again, you've got the Lady Vols versus the Commodores. Tennessee, in-state rivalry. Who's going to end up with the bragging rights? Again, I know this game is important for a lot of other ramifications when you think about advancing and trying to compete and win an SEC championship and or seeding for this Lady Vols team. I don't see Vanderbilt as an 8 seed, not after what they're showing today. I think they're going to be a team that's going to upset a lot of people in the NCAA tournament.
Shay Ralph guided this program to back-to-back 20-win seasons. Whitehorn out of the game right now. Spencer's back in. She's scored Tennessee's last 7 points. She has the ball. Now to Spearman. Good cut by Latham in the finish.
Tennessee right now is doing a great job of movement without the basketball. Again, they're going to need a big-time fourth quarter to cut into this lead, and they're doing it so possession by possession. Right now, it's going to be critical for them to get a defensive stop.
Tennessee's made 4 of their last 5 shots. So they try to make the push to get back in this. Blake's falling down, gets rid of it. Out of bounds, and it'll stay on this end. 4 new Lady Vols coming in. Whitehorn, Boyd, Cooper, and Hollingshed return. Remember, Talasia Cooper has 4 fouls, but back out on the floor. Kim Caldwell taking the gamble.
Well, at this point and juncture of the game, when you look at the fact that you're down only, I'm not just going to say only, but 13, that's a good number for this Tennessee team. If they can get it down before the next time out into single digits, that's a win for Tennessee. Cooper's
no longer guarding Blake. She was on Blake's earlier in the game. Moore driving, draws the foul from Spear.
You do when you're coming here and watching, you should be scouting and looking at the next opponent, but no, she's making friendship bracelets, so.
Gotta relax, right? Moore.
Just kind of relax and take your mind off of things.
Chloe Kitts and the rest of the team, Raven Johnson.
I wonder if she's making that friendship bracelet for Raven.
Yeah, maybe. Tennessee trying to avoid losing to Vanderbilt twice in one season for the first time. Spear had been money the last few shots she had taken, missed that one.
Yeah, just a defensive miscue by Vanderbilt, and they cannot afford to do so. And as you mentioned, Jules Spear has just really taken on this role and responsibility of scoring the basketball. In the fourth quarter thus far, she has 7 of their 13 points. And so she's hunting. She knows that they've got to get back in this game, and to do so, they've got to score.
Cooper with 4 fouls, playing more now, switches out on Blakes. And Cooper had Blakes the majority of the first half. It's probably a big reason why Michaela Blake struggled in that first half. Cooper can't get that foul. Blakes with the take.
Again, Blakes could not press up on the ball screen action, and it is so tight when you're looking at where they're setting that ball screen for Michaela Blakes at. And again, this Vanderbilt team.
Points for Spencer. Don't give up on the Lady Vols.
No, you definitely can, and right now you don't have to take a quick shot either. You can set your offense, get the shot that you want, but a lot of credit to this Tennessee team, because when you have the pressure that they play with defensively, they're able to turn you over, and right now they're doing a nice job of staying solid.
Spearman went down, and Pierre gets called for the offensive foul, and that is her 4th foul.
This was not a bad play action. Right here, again, a little bit of acting on Z Spearman's part. She sold it, and she got the call to go the other way, and that's the defensive stop that Tennessee needed.
Tennessee down by 13, 3:23 to play. Tennessee has outscored Vanderbilt in this fourth quarter, where they had a lot of ground to make up. Spencer, another 3. Moore decides to let it go out of bounds. Some of the Tennessee fans under the basket were saying she actually touched it, but the officials did not agree, and so Vanderbilt will get it back. Let's see.
Yeah, I thought Moore might have gotten her hand on it, not quite sure.
Oh.
But she also played it off too as well. She didn't look a different way. Her facial expression didn't change.
You were very impressed by the acting skills going on in this game, Nikki. This Academy Award.
An Academy Award goes to?
Good D by Tennessee. Kapanis catches the inbounds pass. Got to get it over. Remember, Tennessee forced 4 10-second violations yesterday against A&M. They forced 30 for the season.
Well, this Vanderbilt team, they do a great job of taking care of the basketball. They don't turn it over a lot. They only average 13 a game. Today, they've been very solid with only 9.
Pierre, playing with 4 fouls, just kept a relentless pursuit of the ball and eventually drew the foul. And it looks like that foul's on Jules Spear, her 3rd. Spearman back in the game for Tennessee. Will replace Hollingshed, and Chalasia Cooper coming back in as well with 4 fouls. Pierre, double-double machine this year, 16 double-doubles, which is the most by any Vanderbilt player in the last quarter century. Well, what a legacy Pierre and Blakes are carving. And Ayanna Moore, I'd put that in there too, because she was really the big star before them for Shea Ralph and this Vanderbilt program. I mean, they have, along with their accomplished head coach, put Vanderbilt women's basketball back on the map.
They've done a nice job too of just adopting the system that Shea Ralph has created, one that is high tempo, one that is also balanced when you think about their ability to shoot the 3, their ability to also score in the paint. And they're not the biggest team. If you look at the size of Vanderbilt right now, you've got obviously Pierre anchoring them inside. You know, Oliver right now and Kapanis, they're your 2 bigger forwards, if you will, but they are perimeter players. So the fact that they can run their offense with a lot of spacing, because they always have 4, if you will, 3 to 4 ball handlers on the court at all times, and I think that's been so critical in why Tennessee's defensive pressure hasn't really rattled them.
It's the 3rd foul on Moore. To your point, Pierre's the tallest player on the floor for Vanderbilt right now at just 6'2". Ayanna Mitchell's the tallest player they've used today at 6'4". But I know my partner, a lot of times Tamika Catchings, likes to talk about positionless basketball, and Vanderbilt certainly has a lot of players that can play a lot of different positions.
Yeah, and that's key with their ability to attack and how they can switch defensively, because everyone can guard big, small, because they do such a great job with their help side defense as well. So even when there are mismatches that other teams bring about due to the switching defense of Vanderbilt, it doesn't matter.
Travel, 3 on the shot clock. Tennessee will get it back. 2:13 left. With 2:13 left, Nikki, you're Tennessee down by 14, and you play like they do. What are you focused on threes right now?
Well, at this point in junction of the game, I would take the best shot available, but they've got to think about scoring quickly. Right then, 2 minutes to go. If you've got an open three, take it. Then I would crash the boards, because you have to get possessions. Right now, the clock is not a friend of theirs.
Spearman unable to get the layup. It'll stay with Tennessee. That's a break for Tennessee. Went out on Pierre, and Pierre in some pain. Hopefully she's okay.
Yeah, she's a tough one. She came down a little awkward. And a great help, again, hustle plays. That's what we're talking about with Vanderbilt. They're doing the small things right here.
Ooh.
Just got her foot caught right there, stop. But again, having Pierre on the floor, her presence, her toughness, it just brings a different level of confidence.
Tennessee needs a bucket quick. Spear knocks down the 3. Under 2 to play. Possession arrow favors Vanderbilt. And an offensive foul called on Blakes. Only her first foul, but that is a critical turnover.
It's definitely a critical turnover. You got a little bit of extension there. And again, the Academy Award goes to Ruby Whitehorn right now. Way to sell it.
Jewel Spear with 10 points this quarter. Let's see if they can get her open. She comes off a screen. She's 0 in the Summit Blue. There she is with the ball.
Well, again, you've got to get a hand up. You're going to have to switch on those ball screens. You cannot continue to give Tennessee easy baskets. And they're doing so right now. Wide open 3, a cutting Ruby Whitehorn to the basket. Tennessee is not going away.
The lead is 9. Blakes catches it midcourt. 6-0 run by Tennessee as they frantically try to catch the Commodores.
Timeout.
A pass kicked by Tennessee. It'll be Vanderbilt's ball with 1:05 left. Waba checking back in for Vanderbilt.
There's a lot of attention that's being placed on Michaela Blakes right now. Ayana Moore, she might need to get involved a little bit to relieve some of that pressure.
Cooper guarding Blakes, now switches. Remember, Cooper has 4 fouls. Pierre double teamed, dribbles through it, gives it to Blakes. Under a minute to play. Vanderbilt showing a lot of patience. Want to eat some clock. Shot clock down to 2. Stolen.
Tennessee right now has numbers.
Blake still not back in the play. Whitehorn off the glass, good. A 7-point gain. Pierre actually is going to replace Cooper.
Yeah, you don't want Cooper to pick up her 5th foul, because Tennessee, they either try to go for the steal or they're going to have to foul immediately.
Vanderbilt ball. Do they need a score here, Nikki? Foul by Spear. It's not going to matter. I mean, putting Blakes on the free throw line, though, is basically automatic.
I think Blakes is one of those players that when you look at late game, you want the ball in your best player's hand, and that's what you want. You want the ball in Blake's hand, and she's done a nice job. And great job with the end out of bounds or the side out of bounds play by Vanderbilt to send a player long, to cut off of each other and to open it up.
4th foul on Spears. Blake 7 of 7 from the free throw line. Again, one of the nation's best free throw shooters. Up to 24 points now. Trying to increase the Vanderbilt lead, and a rare miss from her. Got to be quick.
You got to be quick, and you don't want to take any time off the clock.
Jewel Spear missing the three. Goes out of bounds in front of their own bench.
Again, get the ball in safely, making sure that if you don't see anything clean, you can call a timeout, but you've got to hold on to the basketball.
Spearman fouls Pierre. Second foul on Spearman, it'll put Pierre on the line.
And that's not a bad foul right now. When you look at Camille Pierre, she shoots 66% from the free throw line.
Pierre 2 for 3 today, against had a double-double, 14 points, 14 rebounds, 2 assists. Vanderbilt, all their players are back. Ice. Was to give Vanderbilt a 10-point lead. And does. 16 points for Pierre. Might have iced the game. Boyd streaking through the lane off the glass. Pierre grabs the rebound.
And she's just been called for an offensive foul. Pierre has just been called.
And that's her 5th foul. Pierre will foul out of the game. 16 points, 15 rebounds. You were about to jump out of your chair there, Nikki.
Well, I think when you look at Pierre's rebound right here, there's hands on her. There was not an extension of the elbow. Again, great effort by this Tennessee team to continue to stay alive.
And remember the double-double, she spent a lot of time on the bench. Spearman denied by Kapanis. And Kapanis is fouled by Boyd with 16.5 left to play. Kapanis, the transfer from Penn State, who wanted to come to a winning program and go to grad school.
I mean, great defensive effort here. Again, undersides Vanderbilt inside. Look at the 3 jerseys collapsing in on Spearman. And great headsy play right here to just track the ball down.
Kapanis was in the Big Ten as a member of Penn State. Knocks down the free throw line, 73% this year. And Shea Ralph and Vanderbilt, what a gut check win for them. She said she's coached them hard over the last month because she knows what it takes to win in March, and they're responding. Spencer, quick bucket for the Lady Vols. But Vanderbilt, oh, wait a minute, Boyd gets the bucket. Now this would be a miracle, Nikki.
This would absolutely be a miracle. But what Coach Shea Case, a very, very high level of competitiveness in everything that they've done today.
Moore takes the pass, and that'll do it. Vanderbilt holding serve as the 8th seed.
Còn mỗi trận này nữa rồi.
Vâng.
Tại tất cả sân phạm của chủ nhà Vanderbilt tại UEFA Champions League mùa giải năm nay, ngay cả những bóng rất mạnh như là Liverpool và Liverpool cũng đã phải phơi áo tại đây. Nhưng năm nay thì cầu thủ có xóa được cái giấc đó hay không chắc chắn là một trận đấu rất khó đoán khi mà Vanderbilt đang có phong độ rất cao trên sân nhà tại thứ một năm nay. Nên bạn đây chúng ta sẽ cùng đến với vòng thi đấu 16 đội của UEFA Champions League mùa giải năm 2024-2025. Trận đấu giữa Vanderbilt và Arsenal. Rõ ràng sân nhà của Vanderbilt luôn là nơi rất có trình độ tất cả trong bóng đá Arsenal cũng đã lớn nhất đấu tại đây của họ đã không thể có được chiến thắng với 2 trận thua và 2 trận hòa. Arsenal vẫn đang khủng hoảng trầm trọng